Hey, good morning, everybody. So awesome to be here after a couple of weeks off from doing webinars. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. 2025 is going to be the best year ever. And yet, very happy to say that I'm broadcasting live here from the Great White North from my hometown in Gatineau, Quebec, Canada. And let me tell you, we had a cold spell this week that I haven't been used to in a very, very long time. Just to share why I've been MIA, guys. We all run a home-based business for one specific reason or a multitude of really important reasons. Number one, at least for me, was the ability to, at a moment's notice, take care of my friends and my family. Well, on December 17th, my dad ran into some health issues, so I decided to run up here to Canada and help him and take care of him. And I'm very excited and happy to say that later on today at 5 o'clock, I'll be flying my dad from Gatineau, Quebec, Canada, back to San Antonio, Texas with me. It's been wonderful having and spending some time with them, and I'll be back in the office full time on Monday. Now, another huge agenda that we'd like to talk about just for a moment before we get started with our amazing new funnels that we want to show you is a little bird. Eve, how are you? Want to make sure I can hear you.
Good. How are you? Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming here.
Yeah, so little bird told us something that is happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And I could see him grinning. Happy birthday, dear Christian. Happy birthday to you. What it's like to be 21, I have no idea. It was a long, long time ago for me. But listen, guys, after my call, Chris and Tammy are going to be popping in here to show you how you can take your new funnels and over the coming 90 days really hit some massive momentum and home runs. So I'm going to take over for now for the next 10 or 15 minutes. And then Eve is going to come in and show you specifically where your new funnels are, where your new campaigns are. So thank you, honey. We'll see you shortly. Okay.
All right.
So welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Very, very excited to be able to launch a new funnel for you. Self-admittedly, I wasn't able to put in a lot of time into the PowerPoint presentation, but the concept of a free funnel is very easy to understand, yet it's very, very powerful because, again, I came up at a moment's notice to help out my father who was having some health challenges. And again, that's why we started an online business, and that's why we're entrepreneurs, right? So the key to offering a free trial, first and foremost, the free trial is for people who are intimidated, introverted, like I am, and I truly am, when it comes to asking for the sale. So you don't use the funnel, okay? You don't use a free funnel of a set. Somebody says to you, man, I need to back up my stuff today. Where do I get started? You ask for the sale, you give them the main website, and you're off to the races, okay? But there might be some people who say things like, well, Joel, I like the idea of a free funnel, but my computer's a little bit older, or I'm not that technically challenged. Will the software indeed do what it needs to do to back up all my computers and all my mobile devices? So it encourages customers' trust by let them explore the product firsthand. And let's face it, like I've said from day one, guys, what is allowing the tremendous amount of growth in Got Backup? And I'm happy to say that we just hit 149 countries around the world. My anticipation for 20 to 25, I believe there's 191 countries around the world. We will probably get to 170 of those countries around the world. But let's face it, already, guys, we're at 70 to 75% saturation of hitting the countries around the world. Now the goal is to go in there and hit a 0.5% to 1% saturation into those companies, and we will absolutely become $1 billion brand. Okay. If Dropbox has 700 million users, there's no reason we can't do it as well. So again, it's to encourage customer trust for people who are a little reluctant. Maybe they need to know more about how we do the encryption, how their data is secure, so on and so forth. So it reduces hesitation. And by reducing the hesitation, it does certainly attract potential customers. And then when you have try before you buy, if they have a great experience with the product, and let me just take a stop here, guys. This is the first time since about early December where the product has been working for roughly 97% of our users. Okay. There's a kind of a law in in software development, I should say. If your product's working for 90% of people, it's not ready for prime time. Now we have a product that's working for 97% of the people. Now it's ready for prime time. So you might say, Joel, well, what about the 3% of users that it doesn't work for? Well, those are people that are usually on legacy devices. As an example, we know our software will never work on iPhone 7 because it's end of life. We also know that our software will not work on Windows XP because it's end of life. And conversely, it's not going to work on a Mac machine that's older than year 2012. But with that said, everybody else it's working well, really, really well for. And now that we know that it's working really well, it's time to give people that try before you buy, have an amazing experience with the product itself. And then by having an amazing experience with the product, then many of them will consider not only become a user of the product and a customer of the product, but definitely become a reseller as well. So it allows customers to excuse the product without commitment. No credit card required, guys. That's the other thing that we're putting on these funnels. You know, a lot of companies will say, get a free trial, but put in your credit card details because in 30 days, people know that tactic, right? In 30 days, we're going to be billing you X, Y, or Z. No, this is a trial without commitment. You don't need to put in your credit card information. And when you don't have to put in your credit card information, that creates transparency and builds a positive brand and experience and reputation for the end user who's trying it for the first time. So again, it enhances credibility by demonstrating got backups reliability. Let's face it, if somebody installs it and starts backing up their stuff, they're going to say, hey, it's $10 a month, right? Less than 2 Starbucks coffees. Okay. So here's the key aspect for you guys as well. If you have somebody on a free trial, and Eve's going to show you later where your free trial members are going to be located in your members area, it's really important for up to you to make sure that they actually install the software and they actually install the mobile software there. So whether they're installing on a Mac, on Windows, on an Android, or an iPhone, that's your only responsibility, is to help them get it installed. Give them the right links where they can either watch the videos on how to install it or give them the PDF files that they need to install it as well. And then a few days later, follow up with them and say, hey, how much of your computer's been installed? Now, we tried to get this feature done, but we weren't able to on time for the launch of the funnel. But in the coming months, when you log into your members area and you see your free trial members, you're going to be able to see who's installed the software, who hasn't installed the software, and what percentage of their computers have been backed up for those that have installed the software. That way you can follow up with the right information saying, hey, you haven't installed it yet. Is there a question or is there an issue that I can help you with? Or if they've gotten it installed and they're 50% done, then the question would be more like, hey, how's the backup going for you? Do you need any help on my end? I'd love to help you. So that comes to one little bit of tough love. And it's not very many of you, but I certainly hope all of you are using the software. Statistically, we see about 70 to 71% of you using it, which is fantastic. But to the 30%, if you really want to build a great home-based business, install the software, learn how to use it, and you're going to become an absolute rock star to your downline when you're going to be able to help them and guide them through the process. Okay. So it reduces hesitation as well. It completely breaks down barriers to entry for new users. It provides truly commitment-free and risk-free way for customers to understand and experience the product's value, right? 6 terabytes of space, 6 separate accounts. I can back up everything for me and my whole family. Just wow. Okay. So it also addresses potential concerns or objections in real time, because I'm sure many of you have had those objections. Well, I don't know if it's going to work for me. I don't know if I'm technical enough. I don't know, so on and so forth, right? That will address those concerns. But again, it's very important for you to become an expert in the software yourself. Make sure you're using the software so that when your potential free users might reach out, or you should reach out to them, you'll be able to walk them through the process as well. Now, of course, there's still our corporate help desk, but let's face it, people love to work with people. Okay. So they're going to be hitting you up and so on and so forth. So make sure you know how to use the software as well. Okay. It definitely increases conversions rate. Okay. Having somebody take a free trial is what's called a micro commitment. Okay. Multiple micro commitments leads to a macro commitment. So what do I mean by that? The first micro commitment is they have to put in their name, their email, a username, and a password. It's not just name and email address. It's a name, email, username, and password because they're actually creating a free account. That's the first micro commitment that they've said yes to. The second micro commitment that they're going to say yes to is installing the software on their computer, their Mac, or their mobile device. So that's the second micro commitment that they say yes to. Okay. The more micro commitments that they say yes to, the higher the conversion will be to that macro commitment. And what's the macro commitment? Oh my God, I love this software. I love everything I see. Here's my credit card information. I want to become a paid member. And then the other macro commitment, if they so choose, is to become a reseller for $20 per year. Okay. That's why, just to give you an idea on the side of why this works so well, when you're in the grocery store and you've got all your food laid out in your cart, you know, and the company knows that you're saying yes to buy all these foods. That's why when you get to the checkout, on the side, you've got bubble gum and you've got soft drinks and you've got little tidbits like iPhone power cords and all that kind of stuff. Why? They already know you're in the mood to say yes. So the upsell process there of them taking gum, Coke, water, whatever, is the best time to get it. And that's the psychology of offering multiple micro commitments on a free account. When they have a great experience, then they're 90% more likely to go, I had a great experience. The software works for me. I completely understand it. And because they completely understand it, the likelihood of them becoming a reseller is very good as well. Now, that said, of course, as we grow and mature as a company, we definitely want a certain amount of customers as well. So the data-driven insights is something I want you to be aware of, but not something that you necessarily have to stare at every day. What do I mean by that? How many people here believe that the amount of data that Amazon collects on the back end is what makes them a $1 trillion brand? Just put a yes and no in the check chat, guys. How many people think the data that Amazon collects helps them to find other products and services that those people may buy, right? It's massive amounts of data. So by us collecting free trial members, seeing where they're clicking on in the members area, what percentage of them are installing the software on day one? What percentage are installing the software on day 3? What percentage are not installing the software at all? How many people have backed up 10% of their devices, 50% of their devices, or 100% of their devices, right? That free trial data is going to allow us to decide what we need to do next. So we're starting with a 7-day free trial. If we find that the conversions are amazing, we will leave it as a 7-day free trial. If we find that by 7, only 20% of people have actually installed the software, then we might go from a 7-day trial to a 14-day trial. Okay, things like that and so forth. So, we are not opposed to up to a 30-day trial, but we wanted to start with a 7-day trial because on the sales cycle, it's going to be much more profitable for you. We believe that most people, 7 days is enough to get the software installed, get the software running, and get a good positive experience. Sometimes if you go to 14 days, I've got more time tomorrow. I've got more time tomorrow. I've got more time tomorrow. But being transparent, we could be wrong on that. We might find out that 80 or 90% of people feel slightly overwhelmed with a 7-day trial. We'll move to a 14-day trial. Okay. So things like that. And yes, this, like some of the members here just said, this is good data for me. We will, in the coming months, program in it. Like I said at the start of the call, all your free trial members, you're going to be see who didn't install the software, who did install the software, and what percentage of them installed the software. And believe you me, if you get people who've installed, backed up 100% of one of their devices, whether it's a phone or a computer, that's where you reach out and say, hey, I'm going to send you the link. It's time to sign up. Let's get your business going. Let's get you backing up, 5 other your friends or family members. let's move forward. So it optimizes marketing and sales strategies based on trial performance. Again, we're going to shift things. We're going to play with things. We're going to learn a lot over the next month or so, and we'll see where we go from here. Okay. So on the opportunity itself, we've got, or on the free trial itself, I should say, we've got two different funnels. One, totally opportunity driven. So a free trial of a great home-based business, okay, with a very strong disclaimer on the bottom of the page. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We don't guarantee you're going to make money, all that kind of stuff to help with FTC compliance. And then we have another page that's totally product driven, okay, which is, it's just this headliner, 6 terabytes of space, 6 separate accounts, try the whole system for free, okay? So I'm going to pass this over to Eve in just a moment where she can share her screen and show you where these new funnels are in your members area. And as it generates leads, because remember, it's creating a username, password, name, email, username, and password. She's going to show you where you can find that data, guys, and so forth. So who this funnel is for, like I said already at the start of this call, before we pass things over to Eve, it's for newbies who are nervous or afraid to ask for the sale. This would be a great link to use on your Facebook wall. Why? If you post stuff on Facebook, I can guarantee you 99% of the people will not buy right off Facebook, okay? They need that micro commitment. So you can post your product link or your opportunity link on Facebook and Instagram. That's a good place for it to be. It's also for people, if you're a seasoned network marketer and you're talking to someone and they just keep giving you slight rejections, their hesitations are there. Then after 10 minutes of talking to them where they don't seem committed to pull out their credit card, it's for those who are unsure if the product will work for me. So if I'm talking for somebody for 10 minutes and they start saying, well, can I talk to my wife? Nobody can say, well, I need to see if I can afford it, right? We all know somebody can afford $9.97 a month. Then at the end of that, you'll say, well, look how would you like to have a totally free trial then? It's a free trial for a week. Right now on day one, we can start backing up your stuff and go from there, okay? Adopting these approach ensures God Backups remains competitive in the market. And what do I mean by that, guys, is, again, if you're a seasoned network marketer, you're going to send people your other links. If they're saying, hey, I'm in, I'm excited, I want to join now, you're not going to send them these links. These links are hidden from the main website, okay? If you go to gotbackup.com, there's nothing about a free trial. The free trial links are hidden from the main website so that you can use those. So again, how you would do it is you would send people to the website. If they say, wow, love it, you get those super excited people going, man, we're going to kick Dropbox butt. Like, sign me up now. You don't send them the free trial. The hesitation ones or cold marketing, like on Facebook or Google, or on Google or on YouTube, you're going to want to send your marketing to the free trial because it's really, really impossible with cold traffic, if you're doing advertising, to get somebody to take that macro commitment and pull out their credit card right away, okay? So in summary, offering a free trial is a strategic move to attract and retain customers. As our business grows, yes, some of them will become resellers, no doubt about it. But as our business grows, to make the FTC happen, we want more and more and more customers. It fosters trust, reduces hesitation, and increases long-term conversions. Because let's face it, guys, if people see value in the product and they've got their stuff backed up, they're not going away, right? They're absolutely not going away. So let me turn it over to Eve. How are you, Eve?
Good. How are you? Okay.
Good,
Thank
good,
you so
good.
much.
Do you know how to share your screen from here, just in case?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh,
Click on present.
right? Yes. All right.
And then go share screen, okay?
And let me just share my entire screen and let me know when you see it.
You got to put it into the studio first once it's there.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm not using it often, so I'm a little bit okay, let's do it again. Okay, present, share screen, entire screen, selecting share. And I don't see where it appears.
It appears on the bottom.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about
Okay.
that. Can you see
Okay.
it?
So, yeah. Last thing I want to say, even I'll let you go, guys. Thank you so much for your time. We're growing in leaps and bounds. Like I said, I've been blessed in running a business, so I'll be logging out of here shortly because we have to get to the airport with my father. Eve's going to take you through everything here, and then Chris and Tammy are going to continue with their regular presentation for this Saturday. So do not log out. They've shown me the training that they're going to be giving you today. So stick around. You're going to love it because they're going to teach you exactly the marketing skills you need to make these new funnels highly effective. So over to you, Eve. Thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you, guys. And back over to you, Eve. Thank you.
All right. This really is a simple, let me just see if you still see my screen. Okay. You see, so we came up with two affiliate pages. One that is related only to product that is not, it doesn't have any mentioning of business opportunity. Okay. So we'll have that one. And you will see in the link, it will say product. And then we have a free trial page that also a product, but it does have the business opportunity mentioning, okay? So you choose which one you want to promote. Both are really nicely designed, both work in effect to give you more leads so you can follow up with them, all right? So when you go to your members areas, you go, and by the way, we do have 4 languages for this. We have Italian, Spanish, French, English, and Russian, all 5 languages. And so you will see the 5 affiliate links for product and the product plus business opportunity in your members area. So where you go to your members area, then you go to Got Backup and reseller tools, English or French or Italian or Spanish for that matter. But in this case, I just added all of them to one page for now. In your members area, when you log in up to the webinar within an hour, you will see these pages are segregated by languages, okay? So you'll have to scroll a little bit and you will see this is the new English. Get a 7-day free trial. This one with the business opportunity, right? Then Spanish, then we have Italian, French, and Russian will be added shortly. And the same we have for, and Russian will be added shortly for the product only, right? So you will see this English, Spanish, Italian, and it does tell you where you will find your leads. So let me just click on the English one. So it does tell you that a little description about this page, that after 7 days, they will still have access to their accounts, okay, but they won't be able to use the product anymore because every time they will be trying to log in, system will tell them, well, your 7 days trial period has expired, you have to upgrade. And of course, they will have to choose either yearly or monthly, either they want to be in the opportunity or they just want to use the product, all right? So what I like about this, you can always check how your promotion is doing. So I'm not going to go into this. This is not like a training, but you can always create a little tracker. So if you want to post this particular page to the Facebook or TikTok or where you might be, you can add a little tracker. So then you understand where the leads are coming from, right? And then you would scroll to the bottom and you would see the statistic. You would click search. So for now, I'm in demo account. I can see that to this link was just 2 visits, all right? And then you just will see how many visits, how many sales, leads, and so on. All right. Once you have, so let me just go back here and let me just to the demo, right? So you can test it. You will see that you are the sponsor. It will tell you who referred this particular free trial person. So your free member will always know who his sponsor is. When you fill out all this information, you as a sponsor, because the communication is the key, right? Especially in the time when everybody is so distracted because there's so many going on, so many things going on around us, phone, emails, all kind of distractions. So you want to stay in touch with your potential member, right? The member might get overwhelmed. Maybe he won't understand something. So this is where you as a sponsor come in, step up to help him, right? So once you have a new free member, of course, you will receive an email notification about that, right? And then so we always help you to follow up with your members, right? We always work in your favor to help to convert this free member to become a paid member, right? So you will go to lead capture system, and it tells you that I will go back to that screen. Like if I go to back to list, and you will see that it tells you in what exactly campaign your new member will appear, right? So, oops, I'm not sure what happened here. My internet might be, am I still live? Do you still see me? Yeah, my internet might be bad. Let me just stop sharing for now. But anyway, so for each...
We see you fine. Sorry, just want to let you know we see you fine.
Yeah, but I can see that I got disconnected from the member series, so that's why I asked. So I stopped sharing my screen for a little bit, but let me just really try to go back there. But anyway, so for each language, for each page, we have a corresponding campaigns in a lead capture system. So we have Italian campaign, we have French, Spanish, English, and of course, Russian campaign. Okay, and here I am back. Let me just share my screen again. Oh, sorry about that. Sharing my screen. Entire window. Yeah. I believe you should see it. Yes, you should see it now. So you will see that we added new campaigns. So free trial, which is English, then Spanish, Italian, Russian, and French. Okay. We will help you with the follow-up messages that we will present to you at a later day or later today, or maybe from Monday, to help you if you don't know what to say to your members, if you don't know how to convert them into the paid members. So there we will help you with, okay? But so you as a sponsor, you can always go and add any follow-up messages sequences to all campaigns. You can send them broadcast messages. You can send them personal messages. It's up to you to be in touch with this person. So, you know, like and trust is everything. So they like you, they trust you, and then they want to buy from you, which meaning they will be confident enough to pay for the software. So again, let's go back to the got backup. So digital tools got backup. For now, I place it for this purposes. I place them all in English, but they will be segregated to Spanish, to Italian. So this is for you to easier to navigate. So nothing really difficult, very easy. You will see, just to make sure you are grabbing the right thing, link, you can see that if it has yes at the end, it's the Spanish. Yeah, that's it, Joel. I don't know if you want me to cover something else, but that's pretty much it. Nothing really extraordinary, very simple concept. 7 days trial, product or business opportunity, product and business opportunity. You as a sponsor, you choose one you want to promote, and just, yeah, that's it.
I think it's time just to introduce our birthday boy and his lovely wife, Tammy.
Absolutely.
You know, some amazing 7-figure earners, guys. So stick around. There, got it. Come on up to the mic, Chris and Tammy. Let's get you going here, if that's okay. How you doing?
Good, very good. Thank you. I didn't expect a birthday. I thought it was coming here completely transparent, and so you kind of caught me by surprise. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
What's it feel like to be 21, bud?
Well, you know what? I don't want to say 21. I'm okay with 29. I mean, in reality, okay. I am 59 years of age, but I feel right now like a 29-year-old. And that's who I train with. So we just have to be consistent. And my wife is a big part of making decisions, so I don't get stuck eating too much hamburgers. So we're all good.
All right. Well, we'll turn things over to you, Chris and Tammy. Thank you so much for your knowledge, and what you're going to be training today is top notch. And we'll bow out for now. Thank you very much, guys. Have an amazing day and an amazing call.
Hey, thanks a lot, Joel. Thank you so much, Eve. And folks, as you guys know, Tammy and I started a 90-day campaign, and this is really not knowing when the 7-day trial will be offered, which is perfect because it's happening really within the second week of January. So it's really, really exciting. And the training that we shared with you here, I want to point out to you where the other trainings are done, because maybe some of you are exposed to this for the very first time. You know what we're talking about with the 90-day run. So Tammy, why don't we start with just kind of showing folks where they can find the previous training. So let me just go and bring this, bring my monitor here. Tammy, you have audio, right? You're muted. Tammy, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I was unmuted.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let
And
me
my
just
internet,
before.
Chris, is choppy. So
Yeah, I'm realizing something's going on, but we'll manage with what we got. So if everybody can see here, let me just share my. Okay, hold on, my screen just disappeared. Hold on. Let's try this again. Present, screen share, entire screen. Okay, and share. Just bear with me here. It's coming. Okay, I'm just waiting for my screen to. The browser can't access your screen. Try to capturing. Okay, well that's not fun. Okay, let me try something else here, folks. If I can't share my screen, we can't present this. Share screen, entire screen, share.
but we can go through the slides. Chris. You just won't see them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Joel, is it possible to maybe remove your? Oh, here we go. It just came in. There we go. Okay, we're in business.
Wow. We're having.
I don't know what's going on right
Some
now with the internet service, but hey guys, can you give me a yes if you're
Sure.
able to receive me and Tammy? Just put a yes in the chat. I know there's a bit of a gap there. I'm just going to pause for 1 second. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, so what you're seeing here right now, this is the GVO YouTube channel. I'm going to take this link and I'm going to, actually, I'm just going to remove the playlist for now. And I'm just going to take this, I'm going to post it into the chat so everybody has access to this. This is very, very important because we understand there's different time zones and so forth. And it might be difficult for you to comment exactly when the presentation is taking place if you happen to be maybe in the Philippines or different parts of the world where we're opposite side on the calendar. So what you see here is the actual playlist. So if you go to, when you end up on the home page, you'll end up here. That's where all the video are. When you select playlists, they are categories that are created. Okay. And these categories have all sort of things that are very important to you. So as Tammy and I do our trainings, we're going to reference certain things like inviting, prospecting, handling objections. These are all the things that you're going to come across. And there are over here. If you go to the 90-day cycle series, you click on full playlist, there are 5 files over here that you can listen to give you an orientation on how to talk to people, how to come back to people. There's another thing that we're doing here is, for example, you know, this event is taking place in all other events. There's a playlist here, and maybe you want to check out some of the past events that Got Backup went through, which is really, really cool. So if I go back here and I select, for example, the campaign, and this is exactly what I want to bring you here. This is very, very important, okay? We started this 90-day drive into momentum campaign. This is where it's describing the entire program. And when you click on this video over here, if you'll notice that without playing it here, okay, you'll notice that if you go to the comment section, okay, if you go to and you click on more, there's a Google form here, okay? Breakdown. So I wanted to point this out so you have some place to orient you if maybe you missed that session. On the other hand, just one moment here. So on the other hand, you have this one over here. Okay, just bear with me here. Okay, so you have this one over here. Again, if you go back on the playlist and you go back to that list again, this is the one that we did last week, session 1. This is to get you started. So today we're doing session 2. It will be right above this. So I felt that establishing clarity and orientation for you to know, okay, where can I access these things if I missed the first one or I couldn't attend this one? This is where you go. Okay, so everything is there, and every single presentation that are done in different languages. Let me just get rid of this for a moment. For example, you see here the Wednesday presentation. Maybe there's one that you missed that you liked, or the ones that Tammy and I do, or there's one here that's done in Italian by Sylvia and Walter. There's another one that's done by Noel, which is over here in French, right? And these are the Saturday trainings that are taking place. So I thought that giving you an orientation on that was important, so you have an understanding where everything is located. Okay, and again, just to recap very quickly, where we're going to be talking a lot when we talk about using your tools is exactly this. And I'm very, very excited to see all of that. And I know that Eve was explaining that there's going to be a different link for different languages, so they won't be all mixed. But right now she's doing this obviously for everybody to be able to see what's available right now. So again, you click on this link, got backup, and this is under the reseller tool. Okay, very straightforward. And another thing too is when it comes to the lead capture system, folks, this is really, 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 really important. And I think that it's important that we spend a few minutes for you to orient us, because whenever someone puts their name and their email, they end up in one of those lists. And what Eve was talking about are the campaigns that I may not have here yet, because I think they're here. These are not here yet. I don't think they're here yet, but they're going to be here. And what's happening is when you go on their message, you select on follow-ups, and then that's where you'll be able to access all of those. They're all here. Okay, all the campaign. Right now, the pre-enrollee campaign, these are the existing links that are there. And if you click on that, then it's going to show you the emails that the moment someone puts their name in their email, they start seeing. You can see here, I send 61. There's 63 open. That's pretty cool, right? 63 open, considering I only sent 61. So this is a whole new set of email that I did. So what's exciting is got backup. Even Joel, what they're doing is they're going to prepare this email in all the languages associated with the actual campaign that's going to be available to you. So this is really, really exciting. So I thought of giving you a little bit of orientation around that, so you know the tools and where they are. And there's going to be many trainings that we're going to be conducting, not just Tammy and I, but other leaders also, including the corporate staff, and as to where everything is. And don't feel overwhelmed. Just kind of just breathe in, breathe out, and understand that we're here for you. We're going to teach you everything. We're going to grab you by the hand, and we're going to make sure you understand, because it's better for the company and it's better for you if everybody knows where everything is and how to go about this. But what's important is to show up for class and do your homework. That's what's important. If you do these things, you will see the success. There is absolutely no question in my mind. So Tammy, I know that you had some issue with your connection. Are you able to communicate right now? Are you able to share?
Yeah, it seems to be a lot clearer right now. So does everybody hear me clearly?
I can hear clearly, so I think it's good.
Okay, I can
Takes
hear
about
you
10
now
seconds
clearly
for the
too,
response to
Chris.
come in.
Yeah,
So
you were
Tammy, why don't
going
we
in and
begin
out
here
a lot.
to share about
Yeah.
the welcome session on expanding your network. So go ahead and share your thoughts on the idea.
I'm super excited about the funnel. Like Joel said, you know, a lot of people haven't built belief yet in the network marketing arena, as well as, you know, the business, the tools, what to say, all of that. And this is going to help tremendously in growing your network a lot quicker. So yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, learning where to have access to it. Maybe some of you have never done anything in the lead capture system with creating emails, follow-up emails, but we're going to do a lot of stuff on that and be able to share that with all of you, so you can access it. And when you go into the lead capture system, you know, when I first joined, I never knew how to do any of this stuff. And I just followed the videos. I watched the videos and I was able to create emails. So it's a learning process, you guys, but it's so worth it, because now we're 19 months now, Chris, into Got Backup. And it just comes so easily to us. And we're really leveraging ChatGPT in creating the emails to make it a lot easier. So these are things that we've been training. If you go to the playlist, you're going to see a lot of stuff already recorded that you can leverage to help you build out the funnel follow-ups. And yeah, I'm super excited.
Awesome. So what's really important here, folks, is the first session we were giving you an orientation, what you need to do and prepare and everything else, the mindset and all. Now we're talking about connection leads to opportunities. And again, we're going to give you a bit of concept, and sometimes we might repeat a little bit some of the things that we covered on the first session because they intertwine, they're connected. So what's very important here is why building new connection is essential. And I know that makes complete sense, but I think it's important that we communicate that. See, new contacts equal new opportunity, folks. It is important that when you sign up and you initiate your business, that you start chasing the business. And you need to expand your network to help you untap audience. You see, the thing is often what's happening is you're going to work with your social network and you're not going to go beyond that. But what you need to do is learn to work within the social network. Try to say that 3 times in a row. Try to reach the social network of the people that you are approaching, even though they may or may not be open to do the business yet, but they may choose to become a customer. They may choose to try the product, and who knows how this may lead. Very often we spoke to someone that may not be open at the moment, but they trusted our abilities. They trusted that Tammy and I, when we're involved in something, we do make money. We do help people make money. Now, maybe you're not at that level yet, but I'm telling you, folks, that time will expose or promote. And the fact here is what we've recognized is we just stay consistent in doing the things that we do to let people know in our social network what we're all about. And there's a reputation. And that's why we talk about third-party credibility. And you can utilize that by using one of our presentation, one of our training, inviting us to, for example, not just Tammy and I, but your leadership, inviting them into a session that you might have organized to kind of educate them on the information that you have to offer. But the fact is, by doing this, you will start tapping into their network. And this is how you expand your business. This is how you expand your network. And the fact is, to build momentum, folks, it requires consistent growth. Now, if you hear me talk, or Tammy, you'll see often we say, stay the course, because consistency is the key to success. Tammy and I were not the fastest runners in this business, but it just happened that we've reached some of the highest level in this business. Why is that? It's not because we're anybody special, other than the fact that we don't stop. We stay the course. While everybody stops taking breaks, move on to other deals, get distracted, 1,000 different directions, Tammy and I stay the course. We keep moving forward. We keep our target. We're like eagles. We see where our target is, and we keep focusing on that until we get it. And that's the mindset that you want. So it's important, if you want to get into momentum, folks, you got to be consistent in approaching people. And with the tools, with the 7-day free trial, folks, this is so easy. They don't have to spend a dime to start. I mean, how easy can this get? On top of that, they'll start receiving emails on your behalf with the system. All of that for $9.97 a month. This is unheard of. Unheard of. Tammy and I spend hundreds of dollars, in some cases thousands a year, to have side tools like this available that God Backup is offering, part of your $9.97. Folks, this is a golden opportunity. That's why we're so excited about this. So here's a call to action. From this moment now, as we're going through the process, because there's not that many slides for this training, okay? Start thinking of 5 people right now in your head as we're talking, as we're training. Write it down. Think of 5 people, 5, that you think might be interested to try the service for 7 days for free. That should not be hard. Really, really straightforward. Back to you, Tammy.
It's funny that you're saying that, because I was writing a list as Joel and Eve were talking about the funnel itself, because there's so many people that we need to get back to, right? Follow up, follow through, follow up, follow through. And the key is to identify the right people. If you want to grow a business fast, you don't want to chase people. that is the last thing you want to do. You want to value who you are, value your time and your commitment that you put to this. So make sure that you're searching for people who are open-minded. That is absolutely critical. People who are open-minded, individuals that are open to look at what you have, people who are seeking growth, people who are seeking financial opportunity. There's lots of people out there looking for a way to have some freedom, right? And you know, people in the personal development industry, there's a lot of events that I've been to where I was doing courses live or online, and you get a chance to meet people who are investing in themselves. People who invest in themselves are people who are open to opportunities. I can guarantee you that.
Hey,
And
Tammy, I just wanted to point out, I brought here Randy Law's comment. I hope you don't mind, Randy, because I want to give an example of what's happening here. How can I find out my sponsors or mentor is? I just click an ad on Instagram. You see the power of social media? So Randy saw an Instagram, probably clicked on a video, probably was receiving emails. And again, I'm just guessing here, Randy, and I'm assuming you activated, you have no idea who this person is. This is the power of social media. Now, I assure you, Randy, that there is someone is in your upline leadership. And my recommendation is just go to your chat support, just create a ticket and simply say, ask that question. And they will give you your upline leader or someone that's in your rank. And so we can, I guarantee you there's someone in your upline somewhere that is dying to work with someone that wants to build a business in or downline. Okay, so it's just a question of figuring this out. My recommendation for anybody here, go through the ticket and just simply ask, and I'm sorry, I hope you don't mind me doing this, is we want you to go out there and feeling confident and there's support behind you. And if you don't have an upline right now, folks, this is the reason why Tammy and I do these trainings. We want to provide this information to anybody who wants to build a business. And I'm telling you, folks, it's enough here for you to be very successful and got back up if you show up for class and do your homework. Sorry, Tammy, back to you.
Yeah, no problem. So the key is to identify the right people, or like Chris was making a perfect example is if you're building this on social media and you're creating videos or content and you're putting in your links, I mean, that's going everywhere. So you don't know who these people are. And it's, you know, once they plug in, then you need to build relationships with these people and help move them along. So that's where the social media aspect platform comes in, because a lot of people, you know, they don't want to do business by talking to people they know. Unfortunately, that's quite sad, because a lot of people that you know are searching for opportunities. And if you bring them something of value and you're passionate and your posture is strong about it in terms of excited and know where you're going and all of that, people are open, because I talk to people all the time, and some of them are just on lists. I maybe know them a little bit through social media. I might know them, you know, barely. And I can get back to those people and communicate with them and build some rapport, and then see if they're open. And I'm just looking for a yes or a no. And if it's no, most of the time it's no for now. You have to understand that no often doesn't mean no for life. It means I got something going on in my life, but that's in the relationship building. Okay. And networking within groups, you know, existing social circles, you know, parts that things that you're part of. Like I'm part of a lot of women's groups, and I get to know other people through the social media platform, which is interesting, because often when you book a coffee chat with that person, which I do a lot, and you get to know them, you realize you got a lot of things in common in these groups, and people are open when they feel that you're connecting easily with them. So I recommend to get out there and get exposed, and do whatever it takes to build your business. The more you do it, the more confident you become. And and just practice. I'm always saying this business is about practice, learning new skills, developing yourself, your posture, your belief. That's got to be the biggest thing. If you can work on yourself and building your belief and making connections, and you focus on that, you're going to become a powerful networker. Because Chris and I, when we came into this industry, we didn't have a powerful, strong belief, because we're new, we don't know too much. And we had to build our belief by networking and networking and networking, and learning. And so you just got to get out there and do it. And that you should make it as a New Year's goal, is to develop your belief. Because when your belief is strong, people will believe in you.
Now, what's important here, folks, is identify the right prospect here. Open-minded individual, people seeking growth, financial freedom, personal development. There's a lot of courses that way. There's a lot of social group. There's a lot of Facebook group, current, past connection. And you saw earlier the example that came from Instagram, right? So social media platform, networking groups, existing social, and Tammy talked about all of this. So what's important is to mastering the conversation and invitation. And these are the skills that Tammy just talked about. Start a conversation with curiosity and authenticity. Very important. Talk about a perfect invitation. Hey, Jane, I just came across an amazing opportunity. I believe it could be a great fit for you. Can I send you a link for a quick Zoom session where we can learn more? Or can I send you a link to a presentation that's taking place Wednesday at 8 p.m. or Friday at 11 a.m. or Sunday at 1 p.m. or 5? I'm not sure there's different times based on who's presenting. And we have a Telegram group where there's a lot of presentations that are going to be promoted there, including different Telegram group respectively within your leadership. Pay attention to all of this. But here's another line that I would use right now. Hey, Jane, I came across an amazing new update with a company called God Backup that offers 6 terabytes for free for 7 days for you to try it. You can back up your phone and your laptop. I'd love to send you a link for you to check it out and get more information. Boom, you send them that link. They get their emails. They start getting information on this. They can activate right away. Folks, it's just amazing, because remember, when they go to that link, they don't just receive emails. They actually sign up. You see how powerful that is? They sign up. The all information is there. They have access to that download and everything else. And then once they get hooked, folks, it's just a question of following up. So here's the call to action here again. Activity, folks. Earlier, I said, think of 5 people right now that you can think about that you could send this information today. Well, here's the thing. Write down 10 people you can invite right now this week. Every one of you here. Right now, I see 224 people here. Okay, I know it comes and goes. But the point here, every single one of you, write down 10 people right now, as I'm talking to you, right now. Folks, those of you that are taking action, the action takers, are those are going to be succeeding. I'm telling you, it's going to be monstrous, the momentum we'll get into. Here's another one really important, Tammy. You go up with this one, is handling objections. Really, really important.
Yeah. And the key is, if you're bringing enough value to people, you'll find that you won't have a lot of objections. People will have questions, but you won't have a lot of objections. The reason people say I'm too busy is because you haven't brought them anything of value so far. So you got to bring value to people. I like to build relationships. I'm a relationship person. And I like to get to know people. I like to know where they're at. I like to know, some of the challenges that they might be having in today's economy and stuff like that, and building relationship. And then I'm gonna approach them with, are they open? Are you open to learn about something that could make a significant difference in your financial situation, or whatever they say, right? You got to be in conversation to know how to move to the next step. That's why for me, scripts are just kind of like a guideline, but connection, when people connect to you and you bring enough value, you'll find that you're not going to have this. If you're getting a lot of this, understand that you haven't made that connection. There's no like trust you yet. And again, it's all about value, you guys. That's got to be the biggest thing. And because I always get people saying, well, I bring value, and people say, send me a link. I get this so often. Send me a link. I'd like to check it out. Very interesting. I'd like to check it out. So it's practice, you guys.
Perfect.
But know your value in who you are, your passion, your excitement, your entrepreneurship endeavors. Like, people need to know that you're solid. Okay. When they see that, then whatever you say, they're going to be more open to. And that you have to build. That building confidence is really, really important. So you can see a response example of somebody who might be saying stuff in this context. I totally understand. You need to understand where people are at. This is why I'm inviting you to a short session. So it could be exactly what you're looking for, based on, some of the things that they're looking for in their life, right? So in conversation, you got to be able to move somebody to a decision, move somebody to a next step, move somebody to an invitation. This funnel is going to be the game changer, okay, for all of you, all of us, okay, and to leverage that. And handling objection, like I said, it's all about value. Bring value. You won't have this so much.
And again, if you recall the playlist earlier on the Success Cycle series, there's a segment there, handling objections. We're giving you tons of examples, kind of some directions of what to do and how to handle them. Because objections, I love them, because that means there's an interest, but there's an obstacle, and we need to overcome the obstacle. But the fact here, folks, is the fortune is in the follow-up. It's all the follow-up. 97% of your business will come from the follow-up. And you know what's unfortunate and a little bit ironic? A very small percentage of people will follow up. A significant amount of folks will do the initial connection. And then when it comes to following up, it is significantly dropping by like 80%. No wonder, if you do the math, it's always the 10%ers that are the top income earners. There's a reason why these numbers are consistent and congruent. It's because it's the norm. Folks, don't be that norm. Make a decision today, right now. If you connect with someone, make sure that you follow through in your follow-up. Tell them you'll get back to them tomorrow, just to make sure that they have a wonderful experience. They didn't have any challenges. Understand that when you're dealing with technology, people have firewalls. There's different, they're older computers. There's all sort of things that may not go as smooth compared to someone else based on their current settings, right? Their environment, their computer environment. So following up is very important. That's why we have the support, the company support. We have your upline support. And it's important, folks, that if you are an upline, please do connect with your downline. I know some of you will bring hundreds of people, but at least create a session, a Zoom session. Invite everybody that came in last week or last month to have an orientation. This is how you're going to take your business to exponential growth. And I'm not kidding when I'm saying that. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay. So in other words, I really recommend within 24 hours, when someone signs up, in my email, there's an email campaign that says resellers. Immediately, they receive an email from me, immediately on the spot, welcoming them. And here are the things you need to do. The second day, there's an under email that I'm saying, hey, by the way, did you install the software? Oh, here's the link to get the PC or the Mac or the iPhone or the Android. And oh, by the way, here are the videos. I have those emails available. And Tammy and I are going to do another training in reference to this, because obviously things always updates and changes. And we want to make sure that you always get the latest and greatest. That's why I'm saying, folks, that if you don't know who your upline is, don't worry. Make sure you show up for class on Saturdays, 10 a.m. We will make sure we'll nurture you. Okay? There's absolutely no reason for you to fail. We got everything. We got you. So the fact here is within 24 hours, in my case, is the moment they sign up, I use the system of God Backup, $9.97 a month included, and I use that very efficiently. I even have my email. If someone decides to cancel or someone becomes suspended, right away they receive an email from me. Hey, can I help you? Oh, hey, listen, we'll miss you, right? Something like that. And then I have information for them to contact me, because maybe it's just a bad experience that can be resolved in 5 minutes. All this to say, following up is critical. Ask them what they like most about the presentation, what they like most about the experience. Why do we start with a positive note? And that's the last slide, folks, here when it comes to what to do, okay? Because we're almost done here. And the reason we start is because if you start from a negative point of view and you talk to someone that may have maybe a negative mindset for the time being, it's very possible that you're never going to get something positive, and you have to pedal back to try to bring him back into a positive mindset. That's why these questions are designed that way. Start with a positive approach and not, well, what do you think? Well, if it's a person, like I said, does not have a positive mindset, I guarantee you it'll not be positive. There'll be something wrong. But if you turn around, what did you like best? Right away, it discriminates, or that's the right word. It eliminates the negative aspect, because you're asking something positive. This is the logic behind this. Offer to answer question and share the next step. This is very important. Never leave it to them. Well, just get back to me when you're ready. When you do that, you're setting yourself a failure, because let's say, and I think Eve said it earlier, people get busy, they get distracted. There's so much stuff around that will just right away, if it's not a priority, it becomes on a back burner and they forget all about you. They won't remember your name in 48 hours. You know what I mean? So it's important that you give them the answer, what they need, and say, why don't I follow up tomorrow to make sure that everything went well with the software, the installation, or if they want to introduce you to someone, share your experience, and let's follow up tomorrow, make sure that they're okay, they're ready to start, whatever the situation may be. And here's an example script, excuse me. It says, hey, John, did you get a chance to check out the presentation? Hey, what did you like most about it? You see how simple that is? It's always in a positive mindset. And if you do these little things on a regular basis without stopping, by being consistent and doing these things, this is how you build an empire over time. Because little steps compounds. I'm sure you've heard some financial advisors or bankers or whatever say, you know what, just make sure you compound your salary every month, put a little couple $100 every month, and then 20 years goes by, 30 years goes by, and then what happens is as it compounds and interest rates and everything else that accumulates, then you turn around and that little investment turn out to be hundreds of thousands or million, depending on how much you put in as your retirement age. That's what I'm talking about, is compounding the little steps will eventually create an empire. So when you see someone at the top rank in network marketing, it's not because they're cheated their way up. It doesn't work that way. It's because they compounded their experience. And over time, it grows and grows and grows. And that's how you build an organization. So when you look at someone, how come they make so much money? It's because they've been compounding for years. And that's the results of the product. That's how you build an organization. So I went on a little bit here, Tammy, because I thought it was important.
Leaders have mastered this, the follow-up, follow-through, moving people along until they make that final decision. And people appreciate that they're following up with them. I don't know how many times I get people saying, oh my gosh, I got so distracted. So sorry about that. Hey, by the way, thanks for following up. I get this a lot, you guys, because people are busy. People are distracted. So you have to follow up and create conversations for them to follow through on the next step. And then you follow up to see if they followed through on the next step. And then you follow up until they make an educated decision on being part of this, and with your passion and your excitement about the project, the more you have that, the more you're on fire. People don't want to miss out. I don't know how many times we say this. People don't want to miss out on something big. And if you're not creating something big about this, if you're very low key and humble, and it's not going to serve you well in business. You have to step up your posture and grow your posture, because be bold, be strong. Okay, that's going to attract people into your life and into your business. People don't want to miss out on watching you grow. Okay, and when it comes to planning and weekly action plans, you got to be organized. If you're not organized, writing down the names of the people that you're connecting to, having a system list. Chris has given you a list of things that you can fill out on that form. Maybe Chris, you can pop that into this session as well, on keeping track of how many people did you connect with the first time? How many people did you send your link to? How many people did you follow up with? And that's part of the network marketing model, but you got the social aspect to it as well. The social media, where you're creating videos and people are attracted to you because of the value that you're putting out there on the platforms, on your pages, and do this regularly, you guys. The more you do it, the more names you're connecting with, the more success that you're going to have. So when you see these people climb the ranks in 2025, it's because they're doing the actions. Okay, if you're not on these lists, maybe make a decision this year. Everybody always makes decisions. They want to change, but change one day, the next day they're back to where they were. Change the next day they're back. You need to make a decision to transform the way you do business, transform your posture, your belief, and that's going to take you to a whole new level. Write that down. Transform. This year, I'm going to transform my connections, my communication skills. You're going to transform, because those who make that decision to do that and they take action on it are the ones that are going to fly with this.
Oh, are you done? I was actually looking for a document. I was looking for a document that you were asking me to look for, so I got a little distracted. But you know what I did here, folks? I put the Google Doc over here of the actual 90-day run that's taking place, which I got from the tools that we made available to the team. And one thing I do recommend here, folks, is make sure that you connect to the Telegram group in your back office. Again, if you've never seen that, if you go to You Got Backup back office and you go under, let's see here, you go under social media group, there's a Telegram group here and a Facebook group. Make sure that you connect to those folks. Stay connected. Very, 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 very important. Very important. Now, this is the last slide here, and we're just kind of 7 minutes over the top of the hour, folks, because we had a lot of content to cover here today. But what's really important is let's keep let's change slide. Let's keep expanding. Very important. Keep expanding, right? So number one is, to recap, is you want to expand your network, folks. And that what's very important. Don't just think about the people you know, but start digging into the people that they know, of course, in a very professional and polite manner. It's very important, because remember that these are relationship to the people you are talking to. So depending on if they're interested or not, make sure that you always maintain a level of professionalism. Because I'm telling you, folks, the 7-day free trial, this is liquid gold for you. There is no limit on how far you can go with the word free. It is a powerful word. People need data. 6 terabytes trial. Make sure you understand it's a trial period. And when you back up your stuff, it's not going to be lost if they choose not to continue. Their data is still on their phone. They haven't quit their phone. They haven't deleted their phone, right? They're not going to do that. They're just synchronizing their phone with the God Backup cloud. If they don't want it, then God Backup will dispose of that over time, because of course it's not in their best interest to keep all this data, because it's costing them money to keep all this server full. So of course they're going to recycle it for the next person coming in that is a paying member. But my point in saying here, folks, is there is no issues whatsoever for someone that does not want to continue with the service. And I'm telling you this because these are questions that are going to be asked to you, and everything is safe. It doesn't delete anything from your device or your computer. It makes a mirror copy of it. Okay? It's as simple as that. And God forbid, if something happens to their device, then it can bring it back. And that's the security. That's what people want to hear. And invite with confidence. Tammy talked about that. Your posture, your confidence is very important. Often what I tell people as they build their businesses and they start prospecting and doing the activities, they are making human credibility deposit in that bank, that credibility bank of theirs. So eventually, as you keep having a little bit of success by people saying, yes, I'm interested. Yes, I'll sign up. Yes, you know what's going on for you. You get that internal joy. That's a credibility. That's what I'm talking about. That's that credibility deposit. If you do this often enough, what's going to happen is you'll be able to make big withdrawals. What do I mean by that? It comes in your posture and the way you address people, in the way you talk to people. Absolutely no shred of doubt whatsoever. Because you know what they have. You know what you have in your hands. The palm in your hand. You know what this can do for them. Okay, so invite with confidence. And very important, last point, is you want to follow up and be consistent in the follow-up, because very often they may not be there. They didn't answer. And then you feel like you're chasing them. What's very important over here is when you do a follow-up, you want to make sure there's a specific time and date. So they expect you. And even before the call, I will send them a text often, or if it's international, it'll be a WhatsApp message or a Facebook message or a Telegram message. Folks, whatever you use to communicate with them online, you know, there's unlimited amount of resource today. The fact is, I will give them a notification. Hey, are we still on for tomorrow? I look forward to connect with you. Make sure that they understand that you are serious about that follow-up. These are all the little tips, the tips that will make a difference in the end results. Consistency is the key above all. So in closing, folks, important that you understand. Oh, sorry, Vera, I've been keeping you here for a while. Where are you? There you go. Okay. So what's very important here, folks, is be consistent. We are being given the key to have ultimate success here. Folks, I keep referencing the big Dropbox. Over 700 million users. We also have users/entrepreneurs. They pay you for telling others about it. And if you follow the comp plan or any other presentation, you'll see that the income potential could be monstrous based on your efforts and based on your social network that you'll invite. So that's the difference. And when God Backup hits 100,000 members, 150,000 members, and they will, 250,000 members, 1 million members, folks, understand that up to 75% of the company's profits, revenue, okay, that are allowed that are shared within compensation plan. Do you know how much income that gives as an opportunity? Of course, there'll be a lot more people to pay, but that's exactly what it is. The company has a plan that will never bust the bank because it's all based on percentage, but that percentage is very high. And why they can afford doing that? Because they don't have physical items to deliver. It is digital. That is the future, folks. You are looking at the future of our business in our industry. Trust me on that. I've been in this business for a long time, and there's a reason why we're very passionate about this. The future is extremely bright. It is up to you on how bright you will shine. So, Tammy, I'll leave it up to you to finish your last words as we end.
Yeah. So stay committed, you guys. That's the most important thing. focus on transformation. This 90-day session is going to help you go into momentum, and then you want to continue that and then get other people on board with that. So every single time you sign somebody up, you want to make sure that you're plugging them into the trainings, plugging them into the 90-day, and have them run with you all the way. Those, if you have members that don't know about this, you got to let them know about this. They got to know there's a 90-day program. They got to know that there's a new free funnel that they can leverage from. People need to be informed. Okay, at the beginning, people need that, and then once they know everything and they know what to do, then they can show their team members how to do the same thing. Okay, so you at the beginning, you got to move people along and help them build their belief in the project, help them build their belief in their ability to grow the ranks, to hit a certain rank. I always say diamond. We like to pop diamonds because once you're diamond, then at that level, you can duplicate a lot of diamonds. If you've been to that rank level, you can teach people how to get there, right? So the key is to grow your rank so you can teach others how to grow their ranks.
Beautiful. Well, folks, listen, have yourself a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much for attending. Make sure that when you show up for class on Saturdays or show up to your presentations on Wednesday at 8 p.m. or Friday 11 p.m. or any of the events that are hosted by your leadership, make sure that you don't show up alone. If you show up alone, I always say you will learn. If you show up with your team, you will earn while you learn. So have yourself a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much, everybody, and love you all. And take care of yourself. Bye for now.
Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.